Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Michael and I are back for Survivor 49, Episode 8, and joining us this week, back on the Tribe of Nerds, we've got Kim Mattina from Deal or No Deal Island, Season 1. Kim, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back here with you guys. So thank you so much for inviting me. Love it.
Yeah, of course. Of course, we're excited to have you here, Kim. What have you been up to since being on the show on Deal or No Deal Island?
Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, it's been a couple years now, but I have, like, as far as other shows and things, definitely have talked to a lot of people, but just have not had the right opportunity at the right time. Eventually, it'll roll around. Hopefully, I'll keep my fingers crossed that I'm not out of the loop. I'm excited seeing some of my castmates. I mean, Rob is on, let's face it, everything these days, and I think he's killing it. Miranda is on 99 to Beat right now, which is exciting. And other than that, I mean, most of the rest of the cast is involved in a lot of things, but maybe not that you're seeing yet.
Yeah, that's so fun. That's so fun. Yeah, I know Amy from your season was just played Vanquish so as well. So
yes.
Yeah, so it's cool to see your cast. Yeah. Well, let's get into episode 8. So what were your guys' thoughts on this episode? Kim, you want to go first?
Sure. I feel like the episodes are starting to come together a little bit better because I really pre-merge. I wasn't thrilled with this season. I felt like it was very disjointed. They're not showing us people's personalities very much. Definitely not showing too much strategy. But I think now in the post-merge, we're starting to see it formulate and gel a little bit more. I love that we're seeing some conflict because, you know, New Era has been so kumbaya that old school Survivor is like, no, get out the knife. You got to stab them. Come on. That's what Survivor's about. So it's nice to see a little bit of that coming out now. I'm feeling better about it for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Kim. Like it's so weird going back and rewatching the older seasons and being like comparing them to watching now, and just like it did feel this week we got back, as you said, to what Survivor kind of used to be. I actually really like the twist, as we'll get into later in the recap, but yeah, it's crazy.
I agree.
So Michael, your impressions of the episode?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think the pre-merge in New Era, it's always a bit underwhelming. I think short of tribes, there's always going to be someone that is at the bottom of that, where it's quite an obvious boot who's going home each episode. But I think since the post-merge, these last 2 episodes have been really solid. And I know it's very contentious, the whole splitting up the tribes, them into 2 tribes that merge in the New Era. But I think if the results are as good as this episode was, I really don't have a problem with it. I think it led to some fantastic scrambling, some, plans were changing, people were dobbing people in, throwing people under the bus. It was a really fun episode, fun challenges. Savannah bounced back in a big way. Rizo continues to rise. It's Sage is iconic as always.
Yeah,
it's really fun stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think the pre-merge was slow, but yeah, these 2 episodes have brought it. So I'm pretty happy with the results of this. Let's get into the from the top of the episode. So we have the fallout after Nate's blindside. Jawan and Sage are trying to do damage control, and we see Rizo and Savannah have the conversation of like, well, we just got lied to. And I definitely had it in my mind. I do think that these 2 are gonna make a run now. Like I saw that from that conversation. I'm like, they're definitely about to make a run here.
Rizo and Savannah played it perfectly. It's it's very obvious what you have to do when you're at the wrong side of the numbers, and you have to say a good move. You don't take it
Yeah.
personally. You congratulate them. You're sweet to them. That's, you know, that on paper, but it's easier said than done. You see it so many times in Survivor where people get salty when they're tired and they're hungry, and they don't play it right. So Savannah and Rizzo, I think, actually played it perfectly. And weirdly, considering that they're at the bottom in this episode, they also somehow seem to hold all the power. I don't really know how
Yeah.
they're managing it, but it's working for them. So I guess they can't complain.
Right. Kim?
You know what? As coming from the world of orgs,
Yeah.
and Rizzo actually won one of the orgs that I was hosting, Pro Survivor, which is an amazing Survivor org. And Rizzo won that. There's been other Survivor players that have played it, Chantel, for one. And so I think it's becoming a breeding ground, actually, in the org world. So I have to lean into Rizzo. I think he's the first org player that is not coming in too hot. Okay.
Yeah.
He is kind of, but in his confessionals, yes, which I'm fine with. I don't think the viewers should be blindsided. I think you save that for the game. So the edits showing him, being a hot mess, being strategic, talking through how he's thinking is so important for us as viewers, okay, to know that we shouldn't be blindsided. They should. So I'm loving that. Savannah, I like Savannah. I think she's good. I think she's playing really well. I wasn't a big fan of the background piece on her. She is stunningly beautiful. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She has the best hair on Survivor in the game that I have seen in years. The girl just pulls it up, lets it down. She's got the curls. She walks in looking gorgeous. That's all there is to it. I think that, she may have trauma, but I think there's a whole lot more trauma in the world than darn, they wouldn't talk to me while I was a broadcaster. That's just my theory on it. I think that I agree with you, Jake. I think they're making a run for it, and they kind of have to, and they have to be gutsy. They've got to go, cut me if you have to, but balls to the wall, because it's really just the two of them, no matter how it looks to everyone else. Right. I think the tribe split did them both a big favor. I really do.
Yeah, 100%.
Even without knowing what the twist is. Even if they had no extra twist added to that, I think the tribe split was really good for both of them.
Yeah, I completely agree. I do think, if that doesn't happen, I definitely think, these people are taking a shot at Rizzo at this tribal council.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
But yeah, so after this, so we get to the next day, and we get an idol hunt for MC's idol. She had just played it. And we have Christina finds the idol right in front of everybody. And as soon as she did that, my thought was, well, Sophie B, or Soph, as Jeff is trying to push.
No, there is no Soph. I'm sorry, Jeff, you're trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening. Yellow Sophie and blue Sophie, I can live with. Oh, no, sorry.
Even to the point of changing her name in the opening credits, they've changed it in the title sequence to Soph.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
I'd be so pissed off. I'd be like, call me Mary. If you can't come up with a better name, just call me Mary, and let's get on with it.
I'd say to Jeff, okay, if you're going to change my name, I'm going to change yours. I'm going to call you Brian for the rest of the season. Edit around that, Dick.
Yes. I'm sorry, Jeff. I mean, Brian, our host.
Our glorious host, Brian Probst.
Brian Probst.
Oh, that's
Long lost
perfect.
brother of Jeff Probst.
Yeah, I found that to be ridiculous. But my first thought when she found the idol is like, okay, well, Sophie has the knowledge is power. We didn't see it come into play with MC because MC played it. But now is this where Christina's going to get screwed over because Blue Sophie's going to play this on her? So
Or are we going to see a big move? Would she take it from Rizo? Like, Rizzo's holding on to this idol. Will
true.
Soph take this from Rizo?
Yeah, that's true.
I
Could
don't know if
happen.
she would do that.
Yeah,
I think that she sees Rizzo, even though she's kind of a little bit still kind of not trusting him completely.
right.
He is an ally. She's sitting in the middle. She's got a lot of allies, but he's a powerful ally. And now with Savannah having one immunity, Savannah's a powerful ally for her to keep close.
Right.
And they're not enemies. I could see her taking it from Christine. I don't see her taking it from Rizzo right now.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Just here for the chaos.
Yeah.
She's sharpening the knives. She just doesn't know how to use them yet.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's what the story of the edit is leading us to see that is going to happen. Like, I just don't see any other way. I think Rizzo's going to be fine with that idol. We'll get to that more later. So then we see Sage trying to build trust with Soph. Obviously, Alex is like basically, okay, you've got to jump ship with us because I'm not going to jump ship over there. And then as you brought up, Kim, we get Savannah's sob story. We get her pissing people off, and then she reveals her backstory to Steven. So I saw people on the internet being like, Steven looks like he doesn't want to listen to this. I'm like, I don't know if I got that from like him listening to her. But I don't know. I find that interesting when the internet thinks one thing happens and it's not. I don't think that's what Steven was doing. I think Steven was listening to her.
I think the internet tends to base their opinions on what they think of the players in general, and if it lines up with what they already think about them, then they'll go with that read. I have kind of the opposite take. So I've had a kind of a struggle with Savannah. Maybe she's playing me as well as she's playing people out there, but I kind of warmed up to her in that spirit. Like, I do understand the difficulty of being a bit of a social outcast in some way. Like, I've been that before, and being frozen out of a vote, like having those feelings come back. She didn't say in confessionals that was any kind of emotional manipulation. So I think those emotions were genuine. Yeah, it's not like worst sob story we've ever had in Survivor, but it gave me a bit more of a human element to her than just, the strategist that we've seen up until this point.
Yeah,
See,
I agree.
I think I was more in her camp before the stories than after, because beforehand I was like, yes, you go, girl, you're strong, you're powerful, you are playing this game. And then we got the sob story, and I was like, no, it just is not. I'm not saying it's not genuine. I'm not saying it's not true. I just think it may have been embellished a little in order to draw a little sympathy.
Yeah. That's what
her,
I think too.
Because she wasn't getting sympathy in camp. She was out on the internet world, but she didn't. I don't think it increased. I don't think it gave her more sympathy and empathetic feelings towards her. Everybody's got a bridge to cross. I don't think her bridge has as many missing rungs as other people experience. And, I wasn't feeling it. I still like her as a strategic player. I still like her as a strong woman after, with what she did in the challenge and what she did after the challenge. That's the Savannah I want.
Yeah.
I'll probably just mute it if she starts boohooing and going for sympathy again. It's like mute. Sorry, I'll come back.
Yeah, I just feel like the new era focuses so much on these sob stories. I mean, Jeff had to come out and say, "Oh, that's not what we focused on." I'm like, Jeff, you focused on that since 2021. Like, that's literally been what the new era has been about. Like, let's just be honest.
I mean, when he comes right out and says, we're not going to have villains from here on out.
Right.
We don't want villainous players. Yes, you do. Maybe you don't, Jeff. We want a villain. We want a villain we can love. We want a villain we can root for. Not saying we need some big old butthead on the screen for the whole season.
Right.
But I want someone willing to make the dirty move when they have to in order to win the game of Survivor. It's the whole point of the game. And are people going to get, a little weepy along the way? Absolutely they are. Are people going to pretend to be weepy along the way? Absolutely. Let us tell the difference.
Yeah.
Let us know the difference. That's what I want.
Yeah. I can't imagine like the show like being what it is without people like Johnny Fairplay or King George or like people like this that are the villains and they relish in doing these villainous things. Like I think that's so fun about Survivor. So
well, I think, and to be honest with you, we've had those villains. I don't think we've seen the edits of those villains. They try and downplay that a lot. I think we're seeing a little bit more this time, but the way they did the edit and the mix to show us, they're not really coming right out. They're not putting on Johnny Fairplay saying, my grandma's at home watching Maury right now, That's just, they don't make it as obvious now.
Right.
So, but they're there. Trust me, they're there.
Oh, for sure.
I also think, just one more thing on that, I also think social media reaction is something that the players are actively concerned about when they play. Like, that wasn't a thing before, where when you go out to play, you know that this is going to be heavily discussed and you are going to be judged and seen on social media. Like, you don't want to be coming across as an outward villain. And like, you do need those characters. I think what people misunderstand about reality TV is, yes, it's reality, but it's also theater, it's pantomime, it's professional wrestling, it's as fake as it is real. You can be a character, you can put on a performance. You don't have to be 100% your authentic self. You can be like you turned up to 11, and that's totally fine. You need those players, otherwise you have a bland TV show. And like, I agree, we need more of that. If it wasn't for, whatever you think of them personally, if it wasn't for the Russell Hansons of the world who, or the Johnny Fair players, they made great television. Like, you need more of that.
And you have someone like Rob Mariano, who was definitely, he was a villain. I don't care how you put it. Rob was a villain.
Yeah.
But the difference is Rob was a lovable villain.
Ooh.
Johnny Fairplay, you hated. It's okay. They're both characters like that.
Yeah.
Rob came on to Deal or No Deal Island as, I'm going to be the big brother. I'm now the father figure, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at what he's doing going, no, you are still Rob Mariano. You're the same player, just wearing a different pair of swim trunks. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And that is the whole reason why Rob, in the very first episode, said she is the most dangerous player in this game.
Yeah.
It's not that I was a dangerous player. I was dangerous to him.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was still playing that same game, and he had to get me out of there before I could convince anyone else.
Right.
As far as characters, am I the mean old lady going after Rob, Boston Rob, that everyone loves? No, not at all. You guys have gotten to know me pretty well
Right.
over the last few years. I'm
Right.
not like that. Rob knows I'm not like that. Rob knew it the night of the finale when we finally got to talk again. And he's like, Kim, you were playing it right. I had nothing against you, but I had to get you out of there. I was
Right.
like, okay, Rob. So there are those different type of villains, and a different villain in Deal or No Deal Island than he did in Survivor.
Right.
Rob was still a villain. Rob needs, if he ever turns the corner to be the nice guy, I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he was
don't
on the.
think most people, they love him.
Yeah.
They love him. On the Traitors,
Yeah.
he was still a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. That is his archetype, and he's good at it, and he's good at playing it different ways. Now we've got the newer era villains
Yeah.
that don't realize that you can be a villain. You can be going after people, and you can do it without being hated. You can do it without being an asshole out there doing it. And I think ultimately Rizzo's a villain.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen the actions of it yet.
Yeah.
But I think Rizzo is a villain, and he's going to be one that people like, but everyone will be keeping an eye out for him after season 49.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I was just going to say also, Boston Rob was on the villains tribe for a reason in Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Exactly. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, in the new era with villains, I mean, we have had Shan in 41, we had Jesse in 43. Like, we had some of those people that I think did come off that way, but they also, I do think, like Jesse, for example, I think they definitely like kind of like toned it down in the edit that we saw.
100%. And those edits, you got to figure they've got cameras on them basically 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple cameras everywhere. And that's so that they can edit the story. The producers determine the story that you're going to see on TV.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know how many tens of thousands of hours of video end up on the cutting room floor in order to get 42 minutes in a 1-hour episode on TV?
It's a lot.
Astronomical amount of footage cut.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I can't imagine, like, I do editing of all of this, and I can't even imagine going through like thousands of hours of footage from the show to get down to that amount of time that they need.
Absolutely. They sure do. And that's why they've got, look at the credits. There's a story team.
Yep.
Okay. They're not writing the story, but they're making the story for the show.
Right.
And they are the ones that determine the cuts. They're the ones that come back that want B-roll, that want, they want sound bites to put in after the fact. That's all part of their edits, and they do their job well. Survivor has done it really well for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll continue on that way. The only one that doesn't have a story team per se is Big Brother, because of the live feeds. They still have a story team. It just, they have to follow kind of the storyline of live feeds. They're the only show that has that liberty going.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. All right, so we get to the immunity challenge, and so we get the twist that it is a group winning immunity, but that one person only has to last to get that immunity. The winner wins sandwiches and cookies, and that winner gets an advantage. That one person will get an advantage. So ends up coming down to Yellow Sophie and Savannah, which is like, in that moment, I'm like, okay, Savannah's winning this because I feel like this is what the edit has built up to. There's no way that Savannah is not winning this. And Savannah did. So yeah, I mean, good on Savannah. Again, Sophie S is also impressive in the fact that this is her second immunity. She's coming second after winning the last one. So
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Savannah's not going to escape the Parvati
Yeah.
comparisons. It's inevitable at this point. Like, she's so good at these endurance challenges, just
Yeah.
like Parvati. Like, I don't know whether I'm just being like I'm manipulating my own mind into thinking it, but it's like she also kind of sounds like Parvati. I'm not good with
Yeah.
accents, but she has the same little like cheeky little giggle and
Mhm.
like her way about her. She's very Parvati-esque, which
Yeah.
if you're going to be compared to any Survivor player, like be compared to the best of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you though. I don't know that I think that she sounds like Parvati, but she has a lot of similar mannerisms to
Mhm.
Yeah.
Parvati. You know, she's up there on the wall, she's got the hands up and everything. She's all but, you know, polishing her nails, blowing them off for the edit, obviously, that what the edit is showing. She's just like calm, cool, collected. In the meantime, you've got Blue Sophie, who right before she was going out is up there saying prayers.
Yep. Yep.
And you've got Yellow Sophie, who's up there and shaking and sweating and, you know, just go ahead and pour a bottle of water over her. She's sweating so hard. You know, she's not winning.
Yep.
And yet Savannah, yeah, blowing my nails here, let me move my hair back in place, stuff like this. Very Parvati. She gives looks like Parvati does, like the giggle that you mentioned, Michael, and like the smiles
Yep.
with the sideways glances, all very Parvati. I think the biggest difference is that she has a boyfriend that they all know about back home.
Yep.
It was her birthday when she won.
Right.
So that would make her, you know, the dirty player who's cheating on the boyfriend if she's flirting. Whereas Parvati, she had free reign. Didn't matter. No difference.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Also in this challenge, like I'd say it's like 30-40% physical and like 60% mental.
Mhm.
So something about Savannah that she does really well is like things like asking what the record is. Like the mental manipulation of that, of the message is like, I'm breaking records today. You're not winning this challenge. You might as well jump off.
Yeah.
And she will have been in a lot more pain than she was shown physically. But she just needed to get in Sophie's head to think, there's no way I'm beating Savannah today. And if Sophie thinks for 1 second I'm not beating Savannah right now, then Savannah's already won. Like
Yeah.
that's really, really good manipulation of the challenge to secure yourself as an unbeatable player in that challenge. And she was.
Yeah, I think initially I was like, God, that's kind of arrogant. You know, you're 20 minutes into it and you're asking about records, girl, you're not doing it. But then as the challenge continued for the next few minutes, I flipped it around, was thinking exactly like you, Michael. It's like, I don't know that she even, who cares about records? I was seriously, who really cares? But absolutely 100%, I think that was strategic manipulation to have Sophie just lose her train of thought for a minute. That's all you need, just that moment. And Sophie went down. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like having this challenge back as well. My dad was like, this challenge is always, you know, built for the women with the smaller feet. Like my dad remembered this challenge when I was watching it with my parents. So like I love getting the classic challenges back.
100%. I'm with you there, Jake.
Yeah. So then we're gonna get back to camp, and well, the winning team is gonna get back to camp. The losing team has to go to one of the other camps that is now abandoned by everybody else, and we get the scramble. We get Sophie tells MC she's throwing a vote on Jawan, and this is where MC then tells Jawan this information, leaks that, and then it just is like a big game of telephone. Everybody's telling everybody everything. And so this is just crazy. In my opinion, I do think that MC did kind of seal her fate because she leaked so much information around. So what are your guys'
I
thoughts?
I just want to talk about Sophie real quick on this
Yeah.
because I saw Sophie as, I mean, as she's been presented as this physical threat that's really good at the challenges. I didn't necessarily see her as a real strategic threat within the season from what we've seen so far. She was really good in this episode in terms of the strategy. Like the fact of at first I was concerned she's going to throw her own name out, which is risky at any time
Yeah.
to try and get Rizzo out. She wants to float her name because the argument of she's a physical threat, we need to take her out, that makes sense. I'll put my own name out there. But then to double back and say, I need a backup plan. We need to have a throne vote, which, as you know, Jake, I love a throne vote.
You do.
We need a throne vote on Juwan to make sure that worst case scenario, Rizzo plays an idol, I'm not going home. I think all of that is like flawless strategy, and she really took control of it. But in Survivor, you can't control what other players are going to do. And yeah, MC, to me, MC did completely misplay this. I think MC could have locked in Sophie as a ride or die ally for the rest of the game if she kept that to herself. But she looked at the pair of Sage and Juwan as
Yeah.
a more attractive grouping that she could pull herself into at that point. And yeah, unfortunately, it all kind of falls back on her. But I was really impressed with Sophie in this like the first half of the strategy talk before Savannah's going to come waving on a board.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Kim, your thoughts on this scramble and MC and Sophie throwing each other under the bus?
I think that I'm going to agree with you guys. I think that Sophie played it right. She played it the way she had to, because honestly, I think she was the one with the better chance to go home. So I believe that strategically, she played it right. Great, maybe not so much, but right. Whereas MC played it awful.
Yeah.
MC, yeah, she may have been the other name going around, but MC is less of a threat so far physically from what we've seen. Although MC's pretty strong, but
Yeah.
she's not strong in the areas where she can help win and save somebody else. So I honestly believe they probably would have kept MC had Sophie not played her cards the way she did. I think she did a good job of it. Yeah, it was a combination. She did well. MC didn't.
Right.
By MC.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate that we knew that way before they ever showed the rest of the twist before Tribal Council. We knew all along here, MC's going to go. It was very predictable in the show.
Yeah, I definitely saw that's where it was heading pretty early on. And again, it should have been Rizzo, but yeah, I mean, he got to keep his idol. Again.
I can't believe they didn't even flush the idol. They made no attempt to flush his idol. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I will say there's a lot of hype around Rizzo after this episode. I think Savannah coming in really helped his cause, but he did get fooled in the first part of this scramble where he was the initial plan and he completely bought hook, line, and sinker that the plan was Sophie, and he was already planning on not playing the idol when the plan was actually him. I think Savannah coming in and everything shifting the way it did happened not necessarily because of Rizzo, but he benefited from it. So I don't know. I've seen a lot of praise on how Rizzo played this. I don't know how much agency he actually had rather than just getting lucky about how everything else happened around him.
Yeah. Sometimes you kind of have to get lucky in that regard. But I do agree that I definitely feel like the ball was more in what Sophie and MC did than Rizzo. So
yeah,
he was happenstance. You know, honestly, and yeah, luck plays a factor in all these games. Good luck and bad luck. Rizzo got good luck there by Savannah coming in, and shaking things up, even without him kind of knowing it. But I honestly believe he would have played the idol. If Savannah hadn't shown up, that he would have played the idol. He would have gotten and heard what was being said at Tribal. And I think, it's like a fart in the wind, because there was no wind. Therefore, you're not smelling what's going on out there.
Yeah.
And when Savannah came in, that wind kind of blew and shifted a little bit. And all of a sudden, Rizzo's like, something doesn't smell right, and was able to take it from there. So I think he still would have played it, though, at Tribal. I do.
Yeah, it's likely. So now let's talk about that twist. So Savannah gets the immunity necklace at the camp and is told, hey, you now have the ability to go to the other tribe, or the other half of the tribe, and you get to still cast a vote, or you get to choose not to and bank it for an extra vote. And Savannah heads over there. I love that they get to watch her head over there. Like, Alex is like, what is going on? Like, I felt that was pretty hilarious. Yeah, and so we get the
waving.
Yeah, so we get the hot Grim Reaper heading over, and she definitely shakes things up. I definitely think this should have also put a bigger target on Rizo. I feel like, to have Savannah come over there with this twist, like, and it didn't end up doing that. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy how this shook out. But what are your guys' thoughts on this twist with Savannah?
Go ahead.
I agree. It should have put a bigger target on Rizzo, but unfortunately for them, they kind of couldn't at that point. Like, the way the numbers worked out and the way things were fluctuating, like, Savannah Joyner really did, like, mess with the numbers in a way that, can you risk loading votes on someone? You really don't know where they're going to vote, and it's a massive, shift in the power dynamic. I will also say, considering Jeff doesn't seem to like international versions of Survivor, this is very reminiscent of King George and the Duchess of Double Bay, Cara.
That's
coming
going
in
to be my point. Yeah.
And taking out Simon at that seat in Brains versus Brawn. It's very similar. So maybe he's coming round.
Maybe.
Jeff's not coming around. I'm sorry, Brian. Jeff's evil friend is not coming around. But no, I loved the twist. I love that it actually made the other players play.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely saved Rizzo from playing as idol.
Yeah.
And so that was good for them. It was definitely good for them. I think it shook people up because they didn't know. She didn't say she had the choice. She simply said, I've got to vote.
Yeah.
And then gets up there and holds her blank parchment, which I was like, yeah, Savannah, do that.
That was good.
Yeah. So did they need this twist? I think they did. I think it's going to force Sophie and even Rizzo to play a bit different than the trajectory of what they were doing. I think they have to play a little bit different. I think it's going to shake up Yellow Sophie for sure in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think when she comes back and when they get back together and spill what this twist really was, that Christine's going to be like, what? And I think she's going to nervous play. She's going to play her idol like MC did. Just because. And I think Rizzo is working the idol right, with the exception that everybody knows he has one. But why are they not flushing it? Honestly, if I'm Sophie, MC, and then I'd still be like, yeah, we're still voting Rizzo. He's confident we're not voting him. He's not going to play his idol. We're voting Rizzo. And then you vote whoever else.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say, I think it's fascinating how, so they have this conversation of like, MC played her idol, and that all of a sudden makes people trust her less, but all of a sudden Rizzo holds on to it, and that doesn't affect him. So I found that fascinating. Right. So
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
It's kind of a double standard in a way. Like,
it really is.
Yeah.
Maybe the only reason why, like, Rizzo, not through his own doing, but at that point everyone knows he has an idol already. Whereas MCs kind of seem to appear out of nowhere, so they were like, "Wait, MC has an idol? When did that happen?" Rizzo just flaunts his idol in front of everyone. He's just flashing it around. His stupid little friendship bracelet that he has. Stupid idols, I hate them. I'd also like to say Savannah was really smart in this as well, where she just came from the merge beach, where every single person there was saying they want Sophie to go. So saving Sophie, yellow Sophie.
Yep.
Sophie's going to come back. Savannah, I guarantee next episode, Savannah is going to sit down with yellow Sophie and say, before I came, all of these people were hoping that you were going to go. And that is the two Sophies, Rizzo and Savannah. That could be a dangerous 4 players to come together.
Yeah.
Very. And I can see it happening.
Yeah, I can
see it happening. I think that Savannah played it right for this episode. Yeah. Forward even bigger, because now she's got an extra vote.
Yep.
And Blue Sophie has the power of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all know Christine and Rizzo. That's what I was saying earlier in the show here, that that's going to be huge, in that I think she'll steal from Christine, not from Rizzo, because they are going to be extremely powerful together. Even if they don't vocalize, hey, let's be a final 5, they will be able to propel each other to get to that. And it will not happen if she tries to take Rizzo's idol.
This is where, so I wish we saw more of Alex and Blue Sophie's relationship, because obviously they're the last remaining players from their tribe. The only people that know about Christina's idol at this point are Steven and Alex.
Right.
So it's going to come down to whether Alex lets Sophie know that Christina has an idol.
Yep.
Because if Alex gives her that information, that idol is not staying in her pocket for very long.
No.
Or if she spills it, because New Era, they don't tend to know how to keep a secret.
No.
So it would not surprise me at all if she spills it. And it wouldn't surprise me if she, even just one person, 2 can keep a secret if one of them's gone.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
True. All right. So yeah, MC goes, and let's get to our last 2 questions to close out the episode. Who is your favorite player from this week of Survivor 49, Kim?
I am going with Savannah, because I think that the trajectory of her game, she had the down, she brought it back up, she leveled off a little bit, and then she propelled it again at the end. So I've got to give my player of the game to Savannah for sure.
Yeah, 100%. She was really good this week.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah. I would pick Savannah. I think Savannah was the best, but she's already been picked, and I'll talk about Rizzo so we get the balance of it, I think. And also shout out to Sophie, but I've already done that.
Yeah,
I do think what's interesting is we're coming off the back of a season where no idols were played correctly. Everyone was voted out with them. Holding on to an idol when you know that you're at the bottom and you're in danger, it's ballsy. It's a really ballsy move. Yes, it seemed like the vote was shifting, but Rizzo doesn't see the edit. Like, Rizzo doesn't know for sure. To hold on to your idol, it takes guts. It takes real guts. And I think the fact that Rizzo was able to navigate this vote and even at some points be in control of it and going up to, there's a hilarious moment where Sophie's like, this guy's all of a sudden controlling things. When did that happen? Like, he's on the bottom. I think he did a really good job to coming off the back of a big loss at the last episode where he thought he had things under control. I think he did really well this episode, and to come out of another episode holding his idol is huge. And yeah, I'd say it's like the two-headed dragon of Savannah and Rizzo for sure. They both played this perfectly, and they both came out of the episode with an idol and an extra vote.
Yep.
Everything's coming up Millhouse for those two guys.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake? Who do you think?
I gotta go with the man, the myth, the legend, RIZGOD, the Riz God, baby. I'm picking Riz God. I think, again, he's made it out of 2 tribals where he's successfully bluffed an idol and not had to play it. And regardless if that was more so Sophie and MC's doing with each other, he still made it out all right. So, but Savannah's a close second. She was great this week too. So, yeah, they really are that 2-headed dragon, as Michael described. So
they are, and people better realize that real soon, because they don't. With what they've got, they do not need to be in the majority. They don't need to form a majority around themselves, because they are actually playing the game the way I loved Survivor being played. I think that's the big thing here. We've got another 8 people or whatever that are playing new school Survivor.
Yeah.
And I think they're being schooled by old school Survivor, being played by Savannah and Rizzo.
Yep.
I can't call him Riz God. I just God. If you got to give yourself the nickname, no, it doesn't work for me, but whatever.
Not even just the nickname. He has like the whole catchphrase that he does every time. It's like, you're giving yourself a catchphrase now?
Yeah. I'm like, no.
I think it's an age thing, Kim. We can't handle that kind of, like, I'm reaching middle age and I just can't deal with these kids anymore.
I've got middle age in the rearview mirror, and I just sit here going, you guys can't keep a secret. Strategically, you're going to be schooled every time. And so I think it's such a breath of fresh air to have these 2 younger players, especially Rizzo being really young, that I feel like they actually studied for the job that they wanted. You know, they didn't just walk on the beach going, cool, no rice, but I'll work for Flint. No. That's not what it's about, guys. That's a side effect of real Survivor.
Yeah, for sure. Last question. What do you guys predict will happen next week on Survivor 49? Kim?
My prediction, I think we already just talked about it a little bit. My prediction is they're going back. They're going to join forces. They've still got Sophie's trust, Blue Sophie. You bring in Blue Sophie. You let, exactly what Michael said, let Yellow Sophie know, hey, they all wanted you out back here that weren't even here to vote. You already heard your name with the ones here voting. You're in trouble, girl. But we love you, and we're here to protect you. And we've got the tools to protect you. Rizzo's got an idol. Let us work with you and not against you, and let's get rid of the rest of these people. And I think that that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to take 2 episodes to bring it all together to build a little trust, but I think we're going to see the start of it next week.
For sure. Michael?
Yeah, based on the preview, Rizzo's coming out swinging. I feel like this is going to be a big Rizzo episode. I agree. I think we're gonna get the Sophie Alliance, and I hope they call themselves Sophie Squared. And if they don't, then I can't I can't be on board with them because it's such a missed opportunity. So yeah, Sophie squared and Savannah and Rizo take control. I think the bottoms up alliance is going down in flames, and I think Steven, with all his space shuttle analogies, like we're taking off. Mission control it was very forced. I think he's going next week.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thought. I think that he is. I think that could happen. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think Steven's a likely boot next week. I again, like you guys said, I think Rizzo and Savannah and Blue Sophie are going to take control, and I think it's Steven. I think Christina could be a likely boot. I think those are the two I'm thinking between, that one of the two is going to go next week. So, all right. Well, thank you, Kim, for joining us for this week's recap.
My pleasure. By the way, if anybody's going to be in Phoenix, December 17th, Survivor finale,
Ooh.
Rome is hosting a get together, and Rupert's coming in, and Lauren, there's a whole bunch of people coming in. I will be there. We're going to play Mafia and watch the finale and cheer for the winner and everything. Phoenix doesn't get we don't do a whole lot of watch parties here, even though we have a lot of people that come from here for various reality shows. So I'm super excited. It said the Dirty Drummer, if you're in Phoenix, I want to see you there.
Sweet. Well, we will see you all next time for more Survivor 49 on the Tribe of Nerds.